Welcome to Defense Warzone show. Today, we embark on an inspiring journey through the remarkable life of one of the most influential figures of our time, Barack Obama. From his humble beginnings to becoming the 44th President of the United States, Obama's story is one of resilience, determination, and hope. Join us as we delve into the captivating narrative of his life, exploring the challenges he faced, the triumphs he celebrated, and the enduring legacy he leaves behind. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Early life and career. Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, was born on August 4, 1961, at the Kapiolani Medical Center for Women and Children in Honolulu, Hawaii. His birth in Hawaii makes him the only president born outside the contiguous 48 states. Obama's mother, Ann Dunham, hailed from Wichita, Kansas, with a diverse ancestry including English, Welsh, German, Swiss, and Irish roots. Recent research also suggests a connection to an enslaved African ancestor, John Punch, who lived in the colony of Virginia in the 17th century. His father, Barack Obama Sr., was a Luo Kenyan from Niang'o Makajalo. The couple met in 1960 at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, where Obama Sr. was studying as a foreign student. They married in February 1961, shortly before Barack's birth. However, their marriage didn't last long, and they divorced in 1964. Obama Sr. returned to Kenya, where he worked for the government, visiting his son only once before his tragic death in a car accident in 1982. After the divorce, Ann Dunham married Lolo Sitoro, an Indonesian graduate student. The family moved to Indonesia, where Barack spent several years of his childhood. His experiences growing up in diverse environments shaped his perspective on race and identity. Despite facing challenges due to his multiracial heritage, Obama's upbringing instilled in him a sense of resilience and determination. These early experiences would later influence his political career, guiding his commitment to inclusivity and social justice. Education. Barack Obama's formative years were marked by a journey of cultural immersion and academic growth. At the age of 6, he relocated to Indonesia with his mother and stepfather, where he attended local schools under the name Barry and became fluent in Indonesian. His time in Indonesia not only honed his language skills but also imparted valuable life lessons from his stepfather about resilience and the realities of the world. In 1971, Obama returned to Honolulu to live with his maternal grandparents and attended Punahou School on a scholarship until his graduation in 1979. During high school, he continued to use the nickname Barry and lived with his mother and half-sister, Maya Sitoro, for a few years before they returned to Indonesia. Obama's mother, Ann Dunham, pursued her academic career while in Hawaii, earning a PhD before her passing in 1995. Reflecting on his upbringing in Hawaii, Obama emphasized the significance of its multicultural environment in shaping his worldview and values. However, like many teenagers, he also grappled with issues of identity and experimentation, candidly acknowledging his past use of alcohol and drugs. After high school, Obama ventured to Los Angeles to attend Occidental College on a scholarship before transferring to Columbia University in New York City, where he graduated with a degree in political science and English literature in 1983. Following graduation, he gained work experience as a financial researcher and writer before delving into community organizing in Chicago. In Chicago, Obama worked as a community organizer, directing initiatives aimed at job training, education, and tenant rights. He also became involved in the Gamaliel Foundation, furthering his understanding of grassroots activism. In 1988, he embarked on a transformative journey to Europe and Kenya, where he connected with his paternal relatives for the first time. Despite offers to attend prestigious law schools, Obama chose Harvard Law School, where he excelled academically and served as the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. After graduating magna cum laude in 1991, he continued his academic pursuits at the University of Chicago Law School, teaching constitutional law for 12 years while also delving into political activism and community service. These formative experiences laid the foundation for Obama's future endeavors, shaping his commitment to social justice, community empowerment, and public service. Family and personal life. Barack Obama's personal life reflects a rich tapestry of diverse experiences and relationships. With a family tree resembling a little mini United Nations, he embraces a multicultural heritage. Obama shares a close bond with his half-sister, Maya Sitoroing, and has 7 other half-siblings from his father's side, with 6 still living. He has roots in Ireland, where he met his Irish cousins in Moneygall in 2011. In his memoir, Dreams from My Father, Obama explores his family's history, including potential Native American ancestry and distant connections to figures like Jefferson Davis, George W. Bush, and Dick Cheney. Prior to his marriage to Michelle Obama, Barack Obama was in a relationship with anthropologist Sheila Miyoshi Yeager. Despite proposing to her twice, the relationship did not culminate in marriage. In 1989, Obama met Michelle Robinson while working at Sidley Austin. They dated, became engaged in 1991, and tied the knot on October 3, 1992. The couple underwent in vitro fertilization after a miscarriage, welcoming their daughters, Malia and Natasha, Sasha, in 1998 and 2001, respectively. The Obama daughters attended the University of Chicago laboratory schools before moving to the Sidwell Friends School in Washington, D.C. The family also welcomed 2 Portuguese water dogs, Bo and Sunny, into their lives, with Bo sadly passing away in 2021. Beyond family life, Obama is a sports enthusiast, supporting the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Bears. He's even thrown out ceremonial first pitches at baseball games and hosted the 1985 Chicago Bears at the White House. A basketball player in his youth, Obama still enjoys the sport today. In terms of wealth, Obama's financial journey has seen fluctuations, from a $1.3 million net worth in 2007 to a significant increase driven by book sales. Despite financial success, he remains committed to philanthropy, regularly donating to causes like veterans assistance programs. Obama's life story is a testament to the complexity of identity, the importance of family, and the values of service and community. Religious views. Barack Obama's religious journey evolved in adulthood. While not raised in a religious household, he embraced Christianity later in life, finding resonance in its principles of compassion and social responsibility. He attended Trinity United Church of Christ but left amid controversy over the pastor's statements. The Obamas have since frequented various Protestant churches, though not regularly. Obama draws inspiration from diverse symbols, including rosary beads, a Hindu deity figurine, and a Coptic cross, reflecting his respect for different faiths and cultures. Legislative career. Barack Obama's political career began in the Illinois Senate, where he served from 1997 to 2004. During his tenure, he championed bipartisan efforts to reform ethics, healthcare, and welfare laws. Notably, he advocated for increased tax credits for low-income workers and negotiated welfare reforms. Obama's commitment to social justice was evident in his sponsorship of legislation to monitor racial profiling by law enforcement and mandate the videotaping of homicide interrogations. In 2004, Obama ran for the United States Senate. His landslide victory in the Democratic primary marked him as a rising star within the party. His keynote address at the 2004 Democratic National Convention further elevated his national profile. Despite initial expectations of facing Republican opponent Jack Ryan, Obama ultimately won the general election with a historic 70% of the vote, becoming the only African American in the Senate at that time. As a U.S. Senator from 2005 to 2008, Obama continued his advocacy for transparency and accountability in government spending. He introduced legislation to expand the Non-Lugar Cooperative Threat Reduction Program and enhance federal spending transparency. Notably, he played a key role in enacting legislation addressing issues such as corporate jet provisions and personality disorder military discharges. Obama's service on various Senate committees allowed him to address international issues, including official trips to regions such as Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. He resigned from the Senate on November 16, 2008, to focus on his presidential transition, marking the beginning of his historic journey to the White House. Presidential campaigns. On February 10, 2007, Barack Obama declared his candidacy for President of the United States at the old State Capitol building in Springfield, Illinois, evoking the symbolic spirit of Abraham Lincoln's historic House Divided speech delivered there in 1858. Throughout his campaign, Obama emphasized ending the Iraq War, advancing energy independence, and reforming healthcare. Facing a competitive Democratic primary field, Obama ultimately secured the nomination over Senator Hillary Clinton. He chose Senator Joe Biden as his running mate and received strong support from key figures like the Clintons at the Democratic National Convention. Obama's historic nomination marked a turning point in American politics. In the general election, Obama faced Republican nominee John McCain, ultimately winning with 365 electoral votes and 52.9% of the popular vote. His victory speech in Chicago's Grant Park celebrated not only his personal achievement but also the hope for change he inspired in millions. In 2012, Obama sought re-election and won decisively against Republican challenger Mitt Romney, securing 332 electoral votes and 51.1% of the popular vote. He became the first Democratic president since Franklin D. Roosevelt to win the majority of the popular vote twice, promising to continue working across party lines for the betterment of the nation. Presidency, 2009 to 2017. During his first 100 days in office, Barack Obama initiated several significant policy changes and legislative actions, focusing on domestic policy, racial issues, LGBT rights, economic policy, environmental policy, and healthcare reform. Domestic policy. Obama signed the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act of 2009 into law, extending the statute of limitations for equal pay lawsuits. He also reauthorized the state children's health insurance program, providing coverage for an additional 4 million uninsured children. Obama reversed a Bush-era policy limiting funding for embryonic stem cell research. Notably, he appointed 2 women to the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan. Racial issues. Obama's presidency saw significant events concerning racial tensions, including the Trayvon Martin shooting and the Ferguson protests. He addressed racial disparities and established initiatives to build trust between law enforcement and minority communities. LGBT rights. Obama signed the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crimes Prevention Act into law, expanding hate crime laws to include gender identity and sexual orientation. He lifted the ban on travel to the U.S. for those infected with HIV and repealed the "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" policy, allowing gay and lesbian individuals to serve openly in the military. Same-sex marriage. Initially opposing same-sex marriage, Obama's views evolved, and he publicly supported its legalization during his re-election campaign. He became the first sitting U.S. president to endorse same-sex marriage and called for full equality for gay Americans. Economic policy. Obama signed the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, a stimulus package aimed at revitalizing the economy. His administration intervened in the automotive industry, renewing loans for GM and Chrysler. Obama's economic policies contributed to the gradual decline in unemployment rates and the return of GDP growth. Environmental policy. Obama took steps to address environmental concerns, such as implementing safety standards after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. He banned new offshore oil and gas drilling in certain U.S.-owned waters and prioritized conservation efforts, creating new national monuments and expanding protected areas. Healthcare reform. Obama championed the Affordable Care Act, ACA, aimed at expanding health insurance coverage and reforming the healthcare system. The ACA included provisions such as Medicaid expansion, subsidies for insurance premiums, and protections against denial of coverage for pre-existing conditions. Despite legal challenges, the ACA was upheld by the Supreme Court, marking a significant achievement in Obama's domestic policy agenda. Foreign policy. In February and March of 2009, Vice President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton embarked on separate diplomatic missions to announce a significant shift in U.S. foreign relations with Russia and Europe. Employing the terms break and reset, they signaled a departure from the policies of the previous administration. President Obama also made strides in reaching out to the Arab world, granting his initial interview to Al Arabiya, an Arab satellite TV network. Later, on March 19, 2009, Obama extended his outreach to Iran by releasing a New Year's video message to the Iranian people and government. This effort culminated in a landmark speech delivered on June 4, 2009, at Cairo University in Egypt, where Obama advocated for a fresh start in relations between the Islamic world and the United States, emphasizing the promotion of Middle East peace. In 2011, President Obama ordered a drone strike in Yemen targeting Anwar al-Awlaki, an American imam suspected of being a key figure in al-Qaeda. This strike marked the first instance of a U.S. citizen being deliberately targeted and killed by a U.S. drone. While the Department of Justice justified al-Awlaki's death as a lawful act of war, civil liberties advocates raised concerns about the violation of his constitutional right to due process. The controversy intensified when al-Awlaki's teenage son and young daughter, also American citizens, were subsequently killed in separate U.S. military actions, although they were not the intended targets. In March 2015, Obama announced his authorization of U.S. forces to provide logistical and intelligence support to Saudi Arabia in their military intervention in Yemen. This move included the establishment of a joint planning cell with Saudi Arabia. Subsequently, in 2016, the Obama administration proposed a series of arms deals with Saudi Arabia totaling $115 billion. However, Obama halted the sale of guided munition technology to Saudi Arabia following an incident where Saudi warplanes targeted a funeral in Yemen's capital, Sana'a, resulting in the deaths of over 140 people. In 2009, the saying, "Thanks, Obama," first appeared in a Twitter hashtag #ThanksObama, and was later used in a demotivational poster. It was later adopted satirically to blame Obama for any socio-economic ills. Obama himself used the phrase in video in 2015 and 2016. In 2017, the phrase was used by Stephen Colbert to express gratitude to Obama on his last day in office. As we conclude the journey through the life of Barack Obama, we find ourselves at a poignant moment in history, where the legacy of one man has left an indelible mark on the world stage. Born to humble beginnings in Hawaii, Obama's rise to prominence was not just a personal triumph, but a testament to the enduring promise of the American dream.